this is Miss Lucy, and today we will be making a Kaleslaw salad. You might have heard of coleslaw, but today we are going to be using kale to make this yummy rainbow salad. So I wore my rainbow sweater. Eating fruits and vegetables of lots of different colors means that our bodies are getting a variety of vitamins and nutrients that we need to be strong and healthy. So wash your hands and let's get started. What we need for this recipe is a cutting board, a knife, a peeler, some measuring tools, a big bowl, and a small bowl. So you can pause the video and get everything set up. Before we begin our recipe, we are going to do a knife safety review. It is really important that you're careful and you take it slow when you're using a knife. Make sure you have permission and you have an adult watching you while you use your knife. This plastic knife might look familiar from cooking class for some of you, but if you don't have one of these, that's okay, another knife will work also. My knife is serrated, which means it has this jagged edge, and so it's best to saw and not chop. The sharp part of the knife is the blade, so make sure you never touch it. And we always want to hold our knives by the handle. With your other hand, we want to make a chef C. So everyone practice making your chef C's. And this is so that we don't cut our fingers. So see how there's no way I can cut my finger because my knuckles get in the way. So this is how we want to be cutting. For my Kaleslaw, I will be using some green cabbage, some red cabbage, which kind of looks purple, I know, but it's called red cabbage, and then this dark green kale, and some carrots, lots of great colors. I also would love for you to feel comfortable substituting in this recipe, so feel free to add or subtract things. For example, if you don't have carrots but you have radishes, that would be a great substitution for this recipe. Feel free to make it your own. Let's wash our produce and get started. First, I'm going to remove the stems from these 4 leaves of kale. So I do it like this, where I kind of pull it. That one really flew. And then I'm going to chop it into small pieces. So I'm gonna kind of roll it first and then chop it. And then I'm going to pretend this kale is really stressed out and give it a little massage. So you're gonna kind of massage it in your hands. And then I'm going to put it into this bowl once it's massaged. Next, I want a quarter of cabbage. So these are halves, so half of a half is a quarter. So I'm going to cut this in half. And we're just going to be working with this part. And I'm going to cut it into thin slices and add them to our kale bowl. And I am going to do the same thing with the green cabbage. I'm going to thinly slice a quarter of it as well. So first I'm going to peel my carrots. Again, be very careful of your fingers. So it helps when they are stationary on the cutting board, and then you're gonna start at one end, peel it, If you can, and if your family composts, you can put things like this, just like we do in the garden, into your compost. Now I'm going to cut the ends off the carrots. And then I'm gonna cut them into small sections, about this big. And then I'm gonna flip it around and cut it into small slices. So now I'm going to make the dressing, which has some soy sauce, honey, sesame oil, and rice vinegar. And again, like with the Kaleslaw, you can feel free to substitute things. For example, if you don't have honey, you can use maple syrup instead. Feel free to, again, just make this your own and experiment with different flavors. I'm going to combine 1 teaspoon of sesame oil with 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I cleaned my measuring tools because I'm gonna get 1 teaspoon of honey. And then finally, I am going to do 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. And we're gonna mix it all up. Once the dressing is all mixed together, I am going to pour it onto my salad and then mix it together. You can use this Kaleslaw recipe and just have it on its own, or you can put it on things, in other things. I hope you enjoy.